the UFN Welsh Openweight Kickboxing Championship is on the line! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, tonight making his kickboxing debut. He stands 6 feet and 1 inch tall and weighing in at 78 kilograms. Proudly representing Jam Kickboxing, Martyn, the Bold Bomber, Collin! And introducing his opponents. Fighting out of the red corner. At age 24, he enters the ring with a record of 5 victories and only 1 defeat. He stands 5 feet and 11 inches tall and weighing in at 70 kilograms. He proudly represents Edghill Martial Arts, Joe Happy Feet Horrocks!
So our first title fight of the night, it's an open-weight kickboxing fight between Martyn Collins and Joe Horrocks. Joe Horrocks, like you said earlier, is a staple of UFN, has fought on most of the shows. Very experienced kickboxer, whereas Martyn is an experienced boxer making his kickboxing debut, so it'll be interesting to see how Martyn transitions.
I'm very, very interested to see this. Martyn, obviously the bigger man. Joe,
8 kilo weight difference.
8 kilo. Joe, the more experienced man. I don't think we've ever had a UFN night without him, have we?
No,
we always find a way for him.
And he's a scrappy. I've had the pleasure of sparring Joe, and he's, for a light guy, he hits hard and can take a punch well. And I've had the pleasure of fighting Martyn in boxing fight, and he's a game tough guy who does hit hard. So
of course,
Joe needs to avoid the power of Martyn. So if I was Joe, it'd be back foot, throwing lots of kicks. Just Martyn's not going to be used to having the kicks come at him all the time.
I think stylistically it's another interesting one. I'd imagine Joe will try and get on the move. We'll see.
Martyn just needs to walk him down and get into punch range. But this is where Joe's hard to fight, because Joe's got this incredibly scrappy style. Oh, low blow straight off the belt. It's the problem with kicks, they can go low.
They certainly can.
Again, Joe's game, so it won't really phase him too much. This one problem Joe might have in this fight is he does tend to duck his head a lot when he goes into an exchange. So he might not see Martyn's punches coming, but again, Martyn's used to throwing hooks with his hands and elbows up high, so he's not going to be used to having kicks come back.
Martyn looks quite composed for someone who's never done kickboxing before. He looks quite relaxed and comfortable in there. He certainly does.
I'm pretty sure they've sparred together before in the past, so they do kind of know each other's game.
So they do know each other quite well?
They do know each other, yeah. They did used to train together as far as I'm aware, but you see, this is the problem Joe will have, is on the break Martyn's going to be ruthless with his punches.
This is where Martyn can potentially, you know, oh, good shot, make an advantage. I thought that was a knockdown.
I think it was more just Joe's foot was off the ground, so it was more of a slip, I think.
I was going to say, I think Martyn can take advantage of his boxing, but I have actually seen Joe box, and he can box as well.
He hits hard as well for a small guy. But the thing with Joe, he does that where he just wings his way in. He becomes very hard to fight because he does wing his shot, so.
To be fair, Joe is a smaller man. He's coming forward.
Yeah, he's not been put off by the size of Martyn, is he?
He certainly hasn't.
Martyn's definitely struggling a little bit with adjusting to the kicking. I'd say that was a good round for Joe. Good first round for Joe.
Good round. Martyn had his moments. Having a bit of a natter there for the start.
Let's see if Martyn can adjust to. I think Martyn, like you say, just don't think of it as a kickboxing fight. Just think of it as a fight.
I think Martyn knows he's got to get in close.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he's pushing it even on the breaks a little bit to get on the inside.
He just needs to listen to his instructions, otherwise he could get deducted.
That's it, he does.
Ooh, good. It's good work so far by Joe, stifling the size difference.
Yeah, it's quite scrappy at times, but I think both of them are forcing it a little bit.
This is where Joe does good work, though, by making fights scrappy. He's got a good gas tank, so he can just throw all these things, but it makes him very hard to hit.
I was going to say his work rate is quite relentless, although there's quite a lot of holding and clinching and arm punching going on.
There's a lot of wasted energy with it.
A lot of wasted energy, I agree. One of them just needs to take a step back and take a bit of control with this.
It's very much from like a continuous style of kickboxing where the points are literally scored on by, you have 2 minute round, like 2 minute fight, and you just go all out for 2 minutes. And he's very much got that kind of style of just, there's no like plodding and then firing shots off the technique. It's just you go for 2-3 minutes, and it's the first one to drop with their losers. But he'll just go till he's tired. So Martyn needs to really take his body away from him, use that size to take Joe's body.
You know, fair play to Martyn as well. I've been impressed how he's adapted to the kickboxing. Oh, bit low. I know how hard it is to try and adapt. People think it's similar. They're very actually dissimilar when you actually try.
It's a completely different thing.
Completely different.
I used to be a kickboxer, and I thought Martyn in boxing completely struggled with it. I couldn't. My style was completely different. I couldn't really work very well off the boxing side of it.
Okay, time call. Everything, Joe.
Let's see what Martyn does this round. Just
like I say, Joe's not a bad boxer himself. He's throwing a few bombs himself in there.
He's doing a good job of working and making Martyn struggle. Martyn can't get that boxing rhythm going. He's constantly having to deal with Joe flying stuff in his face and into his body. And again, the left-hand side of Martyn is bright red from the kicks.
Slightly off balance there, Martyn, I'd say. But Joe is relentless with his work rate.
And I think it is starting to wear on Martyn as the bigger man. I think he's...
Carry on. Right, step back. Right.
Good kick
Good kick there by Martyn, very good. Joe looking to clinch. Martyn needs to be straight back on him now.
Yeah, straight. Again, because it's a title fight, you're allowed spinning back fist in kickboxing title fights. Good body kicks again by Joe. Again, Oh, good shot there, but Martyn needs more of that.
Martyn seems to be tucking up, catching most of these punches, but like you said, Joe's throwing 6-7 shots at a time.
Yeah, it's all well and good blocking him, but to the judge's eyes, Joe's the one throwing the shots. Martyn's... Oh,
he's coming back here though, Martyn, coming back. The ref's having a look.
Joe needs to take a knee or something.
Oh, they've stopped it.
Joe's corner complaining because there's a shot, they think there's a shot to the back of the head, but Martyn did the right thing and just carried on. You don't stop.
No, you don't stop. The ref didn't call time. The ref didn't say stop. Martyn did the right thing there.
Yeah.
Wow, what a turnaround. Joe was in control, or seems to be in control there, the fight.
Joe just made a mistake in like walking away thinking that if he put his hand on his head that the fight would get stopped, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute and 45 seconds into round 3. Following retirement from the red corner, your winner and new UFN World Openweight Kickboxing Champion, Martyn the Bull Bomber, Collin.
Oh.